Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering 3rd Enoch, chapters 47 through 48. And we're finishing 3rd Enoch. We're finishing the Enoch trilogy.
Yeah, oh, that is true. It is the Enoch trilogy.
Yes.
And, first Enoch was a trip. Second Enoch, it had some stuff in it. It was kind of cool. This one has been, maybe 50-50 so far.
This one is so tedious.
It is tedious.
Oh
also
my
contains some
God.
of the weirdest stuff.
Yes.
I mean, you get all those descriptions of angels, right?
Yes.
How else would you know that angels...
Overinflated sense of scale. Like, holy shit, some of these things' sizes. Wings the sizes of heavens, which were described as, infinitely big, basically. Like, well, thanks.
As big as Earth, too, and... Yeah, they're just enormous.
What was the metric that started with a P that they kept bringing up?
Parasang.
Parasang, yeah.
Yeah, they love that term. Let's see if they love throwing it around today a little bit.
I'm sure they will, because in chapter 48, which we'll get into pretty quickly.
Yeah, chapter 48 has so many variants that we're just going to read all of them.
It's like our Ahikar Choose Your Own Adventure contest.
That's true. Oh my God, I still haven't posted that. I should.
Yeah, we need to post that. Post it.
Okay.
Post it now.
Want me to post it now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'll post it now. Jeez.
Post the thing. God, Lawrence.
I know. I suck. But I think a choose your own. No, not choose your own adventure. Like what
fan fiction?
Yeah, fan fiction. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking of the term we ought to put on it.
Yeah. No slash fiction, please.
Please no. Even if it, unless if it happens to be the only submission, then I guess you win. But
Wow. So I'll win.
But I'd rather you not. I'd rather you guys not do that.
Chris is going to make a submission that's like furry slash fiction of.
Yeah, I was gonna. Damn, he called me out. I was like, they turned into a porcupine and then they fucked and it was really bloody.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like that?
Someone out there would like that.
I hate it. That's disgusting.
Someone would. Ugh.
All right.
Did you post it?
Not yet. So the story of Ahikar is incomplete in surviving versions. And we're doing a contest.
And the contest that we're doing is the contest. The contest in which you could win the contest.
Yeah, so if you write an end for the Ahikar story, the best ending wins, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now
we have 3 judges, so there is a tiebreak.
What do they win?
A shirt, I guess.
Yeah, you'll get a shirt.
You'll get a shirt.
Yeah, Landon's gonna submit.
No.
It has to be from our shirts. We're not gonna go out and buy you a shirt from someone else.
It's gonna be one of our shirts. Yeah.
One of our shirts. And
There are more than I can show you. I apologize.
there's so many shirts. You'll have shirts for days to choose from. In fact, if there's a shirt on there that you want, you could choose that one. But if there's a shirt,
What the fuck happened?
that you moved the thing to the other screen.
There you go.
Yeah, that
wanted
was
a new tab.
all you. So, yep, shirts, contest shirts, a shirt for the I'm buying time for you, Lawrence.
I know. There we go. It's posted.
Shirt.
There we go. It's posted. You've all been witness to this. It is out there. J Dollar Sign, I expect to see an eloquent story told from you.
And it better be good.
It better be good.
All right, but we can probably start with chapter 47
Yes,
today.
chapter 47. I am reading from the Books of Enoch, complete edition, including 1st Enoch, the Ethiopian Book of Enoch, 2nd Enoch, the Slavonic Secrets of Enoch, and 3rd Enoch, the Hebrew Book of Enoch, by Paul C. Schneider's, translated by R.H. Charles from International Alliance Pro Publishing, copyright 2012.
And I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments, new translations from authoritative texts with introductions and critical notes by an international team of scholars, edited by James H. Charlesworth. And the section on Third Enoch is by P. Alexander.
Yes. Who could ever forget P. Alexander?
I certainly can't
What
anymore.
a legend.
Yeah, what a legend.
Yes. So without further ado, why don't I hop into chapter 47 of
Sounds
Third
good.
Enoch. Chapter 47. Metatron shows Rabbi Ishmael the spirits of the punished angels. Ooh, spooky.
That's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, almost as hot as that furry/fiction Ahikar ending.
Yeah, almost as hot as that. Not quite, but
That was the
almost.
worst thing I could think of at the time. I like that. That's whatever. Someone must like it.
Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron said to me, come, and I will show thee the souls of the angels and the spirits of the ministering servants whose bodies have been burnt in the fire of Macom, the Almighty, that goes forth from his little finger. And they have been made into fiery coals in the midst of the fiery river Nahar Dinur. But their spirits and their souls are standing behind the Shekinah.
Interesting. Behind the Shekinah.
Yeah, behind the Shekinah, even though the Shekinah is like ever present wherever it is.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. You know, if you read the rabbinic literature, like the Talmud, the comparison is made between like the sun, light from the sun.
Yeah, I think
being like the Shekinah.
we also had that in here too, kind of, right? With the Shekinah being like if you were like if it was visible to you,
And it's present whenever there's 10 people praying together.
oh yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, but yeah, it was kind of described like the sun, like this giant ball of light that just kind of emanated warmth, I guess, and you couldn't really look at it because it was really, really bright.
Yeah, the reason that the sun analogy is used in the rabbinic literature is because the criticism was made that, well, how can the Shekinah be in more than one place at a time? And the rabbis are like, how can light from the sun be in more than one place at a time? It's because it's just everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah. Whenever the ministering angels utter a song at a wrong time, or as not appointed to be sung, they are burnt and consumed by the fire of their creator and by a flame from their maker. Now, there are manuscript differences here. Manuscript A says, in the places, chambers of the whirlwind, for it blows upon them and drives them. And E says, in their place, or on the spot, and a whirlwind blows upon them and throws them down. Now, they come together to say, into the Nahar Dinur. And they are made...
That's the river of fire.
Yes. And they are made into numerous mountains of burning coal, but their spirit and their soul return to their creator, and all are standing behind their master.
So he destroys these angels if they sing something wrong, or if they are doing it at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You could just speak new angels into being anyway.
Yeah, that's right. And
Kind of like tools. Don't you feel like they're like tools for God?
of course they're tools for God.
Yeah.
No, but like more literal.
I mean, yeah,
Even though he doesn't need tools.
yeah, because he's got.
I guess he used the letters as tools.
Yeah, the letters.
He certainly seems like something that uses a lot of tools.
he's a handyman.
Yeah. But he doesn't need the tools.
No.
But he still uses them. It's like how you don't need a hammer to drive a nail into a board. You could just like hit it over and over again.
But you
Boy,
prefer
is
it.
it nice to have that hammer.
Yeah.
It is nice to have the hammer.
Yeah.
Believe
Yes,
me.
I could create everything from scratch. However, that would be really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So
lazy.
you use some tools might help.
Yes.
So Yeah, and then apparently their souls are still around.
Yeah, their souls are standing behind God.
So it's interesting that they would have to be corporeal, right? Because not the souls, but the angels.
Yeah, because they are
That's their physical
beings in possession of souls.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but this is interesting because in Genesis, we see that the soul is transmitted, the ruach, right, is literally both spirit and wind. And it's transferred.
And breath, right?
Right. Yeah. It's transferred into Adam through God's breath, directly going into him. Here, these angels, their souls, their ruach, right, is still present. It doesn't return to God. It just stands there and
it sits around and waits for something.
Right. And that might also play into speaking the angels into existence, right?
Maybe he's recycling angels.
Yeah, it could be recycling angels. It could just,
which would also speak a lot to if he has this constant flow of angels coming, right?
Yeah.
How many does he have to destroy in order to keep that cycle going? I mean, I'm sure you can just make new ones,
he destroys them all in the morning anyway.
Oh,
right.
Remember
So
that?
really,
he just willy-nilly got rid of.
Yeah.
It seems like God destroys a lot of things.
They're almost like red blood cell level disposable. You move blood 40 times and good enough.
Well, he doesn't preserve anything, right? He's just
doesn't have to.
Well, that one made a mistake. Dead. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one made a mistake. Dead. Here's another one.
And it kind of builds him up so much above them too by saying and he destroys them with his little finger.
Yeah.
His tiny little finger. He's going to destroy them.
His touch.
Yeah.
Right. So why doesn't God destroy the devil, Lawrence?
Good question.
And why did
just remake him every time?
Wait,
he doesn't even know how to not to make him.
Why did they need a lake of fire to burn the devil and his angels, as in Matthew, right? If God can just destroy him with his little finger.
I don't know. Maybe they just figured out the little finger thing here.
Also, with this lake of fire, do the rivers of fire run into the lake of fire, or is this a separate lake? Is it the pond of fire, really? We don't know. We aren't given those
the tributaries of fire.
Yeah, the dams of fire, the oceans of fire, the puddles of fire.
I could go for a puddle of fire right about now.
Eat a lot of ghost peppers.
Good idea.
You'll produce puddles of fire.
Oh, God.
Anyways. And I went by his side, and he took me by his hand, and he showed me all the souls of the angels and the spirits of the ministering servants who were standing behind the Shekinah upon wings of the whirlwind and walls of fire surrounding them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. At that moment, Metatron opened to me the gates of the walls within which they were standing behind the Shekinah, and I lifted up my eyes and saw them, and behold!
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 The likeness of every one was as that of angels, and their wings like birds' wings, made of flames, the work of burning fire. In that moment I opened my mouth in praise of Macom and said, Psalm 92:5, how great are thy works, O Lord. And that was chapter 47. We now enter into the final chapters
kind of clustered.
Yes, of the Enoch trilogy.
Hey, I noted something real quick and interesting. Take
Yeah?
a look on the screen. See, here it changed to the word views. And we don't have that weird stat that
Those are total.
Look at the other. Remember that weird stat we used to have? It was like number of times the screen changed.
The playback?
Playback's gone.
Yeah, I guess. Huh.
YouTube has changed.
I always note weird little things, and I just thought I'd point that out to everybody.
Maybe
here.
Susan is listening to us.
Maybe.
Susan, give us a bigger cut of the ad revenue.
Susan,
Thanks.
allow us to receive ads for like YouTube channels. You know, I used to see ads for YouTubers. Now all I see is ads for like Instagram. I'm not going to get an Instagram.
You should get Instagram.
No, I'm not going to get a TikTok. I'm not going to do those things.
I didn't say TikTok. I said Instagram.
Okay, well, that's the other ad I get.
Well, get Instagram.
Okay.
Well, Susan, promote our channel. Stop shadow banning us.
Thank you, Susan.
That too.
Yeah. Thanks, Susan.
All right, on to the long reading today.
Yes, the long haul. Lawrence, why don't you start us off?
Try.
All right, we'll do. So this is part one. This chapter is because it has so many variants. There are four. I think there are four variants.
Well, I think these are separate parts, actually. It starts with 48A, then 48B,
B, C, and D.
C and D, and then there's variants within every single one of them that are through different manuscripts.
All right. Well, let's learn a little bit here. Let's see what
gets more complicated as you go. Got it.
Yes, chapter 48A. I'll give the title. Metatron shows Rabbi Ishmael the right hand of the Most High, now inactive behind him, but in the future destined to work the deliverance of Israel.
That's another long title. This guy, as we mentioned, the editor and the writer, not so great.
Yeah, for
titles,
specifically for that book.
They just give all the information away, kind of.
All right. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron said to me, "Come, and I will show you the right hand of the omnipresent one, which has been banished behind him because of the destruction of the temple. From it all kinds of brilliant lights shine, and by it the 955 heavens were created."
What? What?
Hold on. So there are 18,000 other worlds and 955 heavens?
So
there's supposed to be seven heavens.
No.
And then there's 10 in another...
Right.
There were 12 in a
Second
different
Enoch.
one, too.
Second Enoch? Okay.
I think it was second.
There was
Enoch.
also was it also in the Apocalypse of Abraham?
Yeah, the Apocalypse of Abraham had a different number of heavens.
did, yes.
And first Enoch had 12. Second Enoch had 10. I remember it was different there, too.
I know Second
This
Enoch
is
had
way
10,
more. Again, with
Yeah.
the numbers being inflated here.
955. So
But the canonical one that's in the rabbinical literature is 7.
7, yeah.
so it's the only note here is like contrast the 7 heavens of earlier, and I'm like, yeah. So let's see. The number 955 is derived by gematria from the word heavens.
Oh.
There you go. That's it.
But there's so many words for heaven. That's actually why there are 7 heavens, because in
There's 7 words for heaven.
yeah, there's 7 words for heaven that are used in the Torah.
Huh.
Is one of them 955? Is that the name of one of the heavens?
It must be.
That's so weird, but also kind of cool. They just gave it a number name.
Everything in Hebrew has number equivalents for the letters.
It does.
Everything
that's
single
what
thing.
gematria is then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we also can do the same thing in
Guys,
English
I really
too.
didn't know that, you know?
Oh, well, now you do.
Yeah,
We
you can do
brought
in
it up
English, too,
many
yeah.
times.
Yes, but
A is 1,
I
B is 2.
wasn't- I
Like-
have a better, more specific definition. I apologize, is what I mean. You know what I mean?
But anyways, yeah. So created the 955 heavens. Even the seraphim and the ophanim are not allowed to look on it till the day of salvation comes, it being his right hand.
But we don't know whether the Gilgalim are able to look on it.
Right.
We don't know whether the Chayoth are able to look on
The
it.
cherubim?
The cherubim, just the seraphim and ophanim.
Yeah, they
And
can't
what
look
about
at
the
it.
winds? Weren't those? No, those were the seraphim.
Well-
The seraphim were the winds.
Well, no.
In this version, there were 4 seraphim. They each controlled the winds. Am I wrong? Was that?
No,
not in
the
this?
winds are different.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe the winds are exempt too.
Yeah, but interesting here. they give an explanation for why his right hand is behind him.
Yeah.
And it's the destruction of the temple.
Yeah.
Which means that physical action on earth had a manifested consequence on God.
Yeah. God was like, I am so upset by this. This angers me. You won't see my right hand.
Thanks, Skeletor.
But he wouldn't be upset by are they talking about the destruction of the second temple?
I think in this
because
context,
he commanded the destruction of the first temple. Right?
Yeah. Well, why are you asking for consistency here? So I went with him, and taking me by his hand, he bore me up on his wings and showed it to me with all kinds of praise, jubilation, and psalm. No mouth can tell its praise. No eye, behold it. Because of the magnitude of its greatness, its praise, its glory, its honor, and its beauty. Moreover, all the souls of the righteous who are worthy to see the joy of Jerusalem stand beside it, praising and entreating it, saying 3 times every day, Awake, awake, clothe yourself in strength, arm of the Lord.
Isaiah 51:9.
Yeah. So they're just begging for, probably for him to do something, because he does actions through his right hand.
Move your hand.
Do something.
My hand's heavy.
Well, you see, he writes with his finger.
He does.
Yeah, so presumably he's not providing them with writings.
As it is written, he made his glorious arm go at the right hand of Moses.
Isaiah 63:12.
Yes. Then the right hand of the omnipresent one wept, and 5 rivers of tears flowed from its 5 fingers, and falling into the great sea made the whole world quake. As it is written, the earth will split into fragments, the earth will be riven and rent, and the earth will shiver and shake, the earth will stagger like a drunkard, sway like a shanty. 5 times.
Isaiah 24:19-20.
Does it say 5 times? In there?
No, the 5 times is after the end of the quote.
Yeah, I see that. Corresponding to the 5 fingers of his great right hand.
Wow, see,
that has nothing to do with...
They number these in mine. The earth is utterly broken. 1. The earth is clean and dissolved. 2. The earth is moved exceedingly. 3. The earth shall stagger like a drunken man. 4. And shall be moved to and fro like a hut. 5.
Those last 3 sound like the same thing.
Well, they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
They're talking about earthquakes.
Yeah, no, I get that. But those last 3 are way closer than the first 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really had to stretch for that one. You like stretching? 5 times, in fact. But when the Holy One, blessed be he, shall see that there is none righteous in that generation, none pious on the earth, no righteousness in men's hands, no one like Moses, no intercessor like Samuel, who could entreat the omnipresent one for salvation, for redemption, for his kingdom to be manifested in the whole world, for his great right hand to be set before him once again, so that he might effect with it a great deliverance for Israel.
So
who could possibly take up the mantle of someone like Moses?
Well, that seems to
Moses too.
That seems to contradict the eschatology of traditional Judaism, right? See, in traditional Judaism, you have this messianic age, right, where a Messiah, not the Messiah, but a descendant of David will appear, and all the weapons of war will be destroyed, swords into plowshares, and all the people turn to the Jews for spiritual guidance. Here, it seems to be the exact opposite, that there's no one pious, no just individual, and that's when things are revealed, right?
That makes sense.
So completely different than the traditional eschatology.
Well, let's see what he does here. Then the Holy One, blessed be he, will at once... Oh, yeah. Will at once remember his own righteousness, merit, mercy, and grace, and for his own sake will deliver his great arm, and his own righteousness will support him. As it is written...
Isaiah 59:16.
He saw that there was no one, like Moses, who sought mercy many times for Israel in the wilderness and annulled the decree against them. So, yeah, in this, it is the exact opposite here, because I think maybe at this point in time, they've been waiting so long for Messiah. They're like, you know what, at this point, God he'll just fucking do it himself, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the new hope now.
Yeah.
And he was astonished that there was no intercessor like Samuel, who intercessed with the Holy One. Blessed be he, and cried to him. And the Holy One answered him, and did what he wanted, even what was not foreordained. Oh!
Yes, even if it was not fit in accordance with the divine plan.
Exactly. So, the quote here from 1 Samuel looks like...
1 Samuel 12:17.
It is now wheat harvest, is it not? I will call on the Lord, and he shall send thunder and rain. Okay, I see. So, so even this is got to be someone really good to like throw off God's plan.
Yeah,
like God has a plan, and this guy is so great that God's like, you know what? I'll change my plan a little bit for you.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. But no one like that exists.
No. So it raises a lot of questions as to how like the fatalism of this God works.
Mm-hmm. He seems selfish in the sense that he doesn't do anything until everybody else gives up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you calling this God selfish?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What?
After all those statements about how he did everything for his own pleasure and to glorify himself.
Yeah, after all that, you're going to call him selfish?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very, very.
I never.
It took this long.
Okay. Moreover, Samuel is linked with Moses, as it is written, Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel,
Psalm 99:6.
and Samuel among those who invoke his name. I like how they just take that completely out of context.
Jeremiah 15:1.
That's for the next one here.
It's the next one, yeah.
Moreover, Scripture says, even if Moses and Samuel were standing in my presence.
And then Isaiah 63:5.
My own arm brought me salvation. The
What?
Holy One, blessed be he, will say then. It continues here. This is from Isaiah.
48:11.
Okay. How long shall I expect the children of men to work salvation for my arm by their righteousness? For my own sake, for the sake of my own merit and righteousness, I shall deliver my arm, and by it save my sons from among the Gentiles, as it is written, for my own sake and my sake alone shall I act. Is my name to be profaned? Then the Holy One, blessed be he, will reveal his great arm to the world and show it to the Gentiles. It shall be as long as the world and as broad as the world, and the glory of its splendor shall be like the brilliant light of the noonday sun at the summer solstice. It's going to be a very bright arm.
Yes, super bright.
Watch out for giant glowing arms that may cover the whole planet.
Listen, you know what? If I saw a giant glowing arm, I'd be like, that's from 3rd Enoch.
Yeah.
And then I'd move along.
Yep. You'd be like, wow, that's from 3rd Enoch.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. You'd ignore it completely afterwards.
Once Israel shall be saved from among the Gentiles, and the Messiah shall appear to them and bring them up to Jerusalem with great joy.
Does yours say, and the Messiah?
It does say, and the
Mine just
Messiah.
says, and Messiah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how exact. Well, this was this Aramaic? Did we decide, or was it
It's the Hebrew book of Enoch.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So presumably it's written in Hebrew. So the linguistic difference would be ha-Mashiach or just Mashiach.
Okay, yeah. So I unsure as to how articles work in Hebrew. So, shall appear to them and bring them up to Jerusalem with great joy. Moreover, the kingdom of Israel, gathered from the 4 quarters of the world, shall eat with the Messiah, and the Gentiles shall eat with them.
Wait. There's some manuscript differences here.
Oh.
It says, and forthwith Israel will be saved from among the nations of the world, and Messiah will appear unto them, and he will bring them up to Jerusalem with great joy. And not only that, but, according to A, they will eat and drink, for they will glorify the kingdom of Messiah, of the house of David, in the 4 quarters of the world, and the nations of the world will not prevail against them. And according to E, Israel will come from the 4 quarters of the world and eat with Messiah, but the nations of the world shall not eat with them.
Oh, okay. That is the exact opposite. All right. But then it quotes something. So it quotes Isaiah 52:10 looks like, as it is written, the Lord bears his holy arm in the sight of all nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. That sounds like it's supporting, that the Gentiles will also eat with them.
Yes.
And it also says, the Lord alone is his guide. With him, no alien God. With him is no alien God. Okay. And it says, the Lord will be king of the whole world. So, yeah, this is...
Yes. The first quote was from Deuteronomy 32:12, and the second was from Zechariah 14:9.
Yeah. Now, that is technically the end of the first chapter 48.
Well, let me continue on with the second chapter 48.
We got the names of God, looks like, or the names of... Okay, so hold on. So the translation of chapters 48 B, C, and D is based on Wirt. These chapters did not belong originally to 3rd Enoch. They were taken from the alphabet of Akiba and attached to 3rd Enoch in the A and B recension of the text.
Oh, well, there's a reason that I want to read this chapter 48, because I'm willing to bet that my version is a little different than yours.
Yeah?
Chapter 48b. The divine names that go forth from the throne of glory, crowned and escorted by numerous angelic hosts through the heavens and back again to the throne, and the angels sing the holy and the blessed. That's the title.
Oh.
Now, according to A, E, F, G, and H, these are the names of the Holy One, blessed be he. And according to K, in place of that, these are the 72 names written on the heart of the Holy One, blessed be he, SS, Sedek, which means righteousness, Sahiel Sur, Isaiah 26:4, SBI, Sadiq, righteous, S''PH, SHN, Sebaoth, Lord of hosts, Shaddai, God Almighty, Elohim, God, YHWH, SH, DGUL, W''DOM, SSS, quotation mark, apostrophe.
Wait, what? What the fuck are you reading to me?
I'm reading you manuscript K.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so remember, names of God can't be vocalized.
That's right.
So that's why they're written like that.
Yes.
So he just has the consonants.
Yep.
This one does attempt to vocalize it.
Oh, well, screw that. We're reading it this way. Apostrophe YW.
Oh my God.
Apostrophe Y apostrophe. Apostrophe HW. HB. Yah. HW. WWW. SSS. PPP, NN, HH, hi, which means living. Hey, Rokeb Araboth, riding upon the Araboth,
there's
Psalm
one.
68:5.
You can say that. That one's a title.
Yep. YH, HH, WH, MMM, NNN, HWW, YH, YHH, HPHS, H apostrophe S, apostrophe I, W,
So are
S
yours?
quotation mark,
Are you-
C apostrophe, apostrophe quotation mark.
What? What?
His name is apostrophe quotation mark.
This is worse than that rock. by
Wait,
far.
I'm only halfway through, guys.
Are yours
Okay.
numbered?
Are they numbered? No, there's commas.
Oh,
Oh,
these are numbered.
Oh, well, that's too bad. QQQ, which means holy, holy, holy. QSHR, BW, ZK, Ginur, Ginur Ya, Y apostrophe Yod,
Yeah, Elon's baby.
yes, apostrophe Aleph, H apostrophe N, P apostrophe P, R apostrophe W, YYW, YYW, BBS, DDD, TTT, KKK,
oh no! Oh no!
KLL, SYS, apostrophe TT apostrophe, Bishkmlw, which means blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Completed for Melech HaOlam, the king of the universe. BRHLB apostrophe, the beginning of wisdom for the children of men.
Oh, is that one really? I didn't know that was the abbreviation for that.
Yep.
No, did you read the comment? That HH was the abbreviation for the Nazi salute?
Oh,
Yeah, everyone knew that.
yeah.
Well,
I didn't know there was an abbreviation for it.
HH
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
I mean,
it
I
is.
get, where it comes from, but I didn't know that people abbreviate it that way.
Yeah. Anyways, BNLKW apostrophe Y. Blessed be he who gives strength to the weary and increaseth strength to them that have no might. Isaiah 40:29. That was from manuscript K. But
Oh, God.
now both of them come together to say that go for. So I want you to keep in mind that A, E, F, G, and H didn't have any of that. They just had, these are the names of the Holy One, blessed be he. So that go forth adorned with numerous crowns of fire, with numerous crowns of flame, with numerous crowns of chashmal, with numerous crowns of lightning from before the throne of glory, and with them there are hundreds of power, i.e. powerful angels, who escort them like a king. Now, according to A and E, it says, with honor and pillars of fire and clouds and pillars of flame and with lightnings of radiance and with the likeness of the chashmal. And instead of that, F and G say, with trembling and dread, with awe and shivering, with honor and majesty and fear, with terror, with greatness and dignity, with glory and strength, with understanding and knowledge, and with a pillar of fire and a pillar of flame and lightning, and their light is as lightnings of light, and with the likeness of the chashmal. And then they all come back together again to say, and they will give glory unto them, and they answer and cry before them, holy, holy, holy. And they roll, convoy them through every heaven as mighty and honored princes. And when they bring them all back to the place of the throne of glory, then all the Chayoth by the Merkaba open their mouth in praise of his glorious name, saying, blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. And that is the end of 48b.
Well, that was
Something.
weird. Got a lot of names of God apparently written on his heart.
72.
Wait, 72.
It says these are the 72 names.
He read them.
I read them. Some of them were only one letter long.
Oh, I have 70 names.
Well, yours,
It's missing 2.
it's missing 2.
This one must be apocryphal.
Yes.
Yeah.
More apocryphal.
Yeah. I can't believe they omitted some names of God. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So I'll go with 48C then. Looks like this is a what's it called? When the kind of literature where it's if they take the alphabet and they have like the first letter, an acrostic. It's called an acrostic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like it's that.
And there are significant manuscript differences with this one. In fact,
Yeah, it looks like so the material taken over from the alphabet of Akiba and attached to the end of the AB recension of 3rd Enoch consists of 2 main components. First, 48C 1 through 9. These verses are structured in the form of an acrostic on the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and evidently constitute the core of the alphabet of Akiba traditions. Second, 48B and 48C 10 through 12 and 48D. This material contains secondary expansions of the acrostic section.
so you know what? Why don't I actually read chapter 48C? Because there are
Oh, God, yeah, I see.
significant differences between all these different manuscripts, and they're all laid out here.
Okay.
And you can take 48D.
Oh, yeah, I'll take 48D. Did you look ahead to 48D?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you got to read some names too.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, chapter 48C, an Enoch Metatron piece. That's the title. That's all we get. According to manuscripts A, E, F, G, and H. Aleph, I made him strong. I took him. I appointed him. Namely, Metatron, my servant, who is one unique among all the children of heaven. I made him strong in the generation of the first Adam. But when I beheld
Beheld.
the men of the generation of the flood, that they were corrupt, then I went and removed my Shekinah from among them, and I lifted it up on high with the sound of a trumpet and with a shout, as it is written, Psalms 47:6. God is gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. And I took him, that is Enoch, the son of Jared, from among them. And I lifted him up with the sound of a trumpet and with a teruah, shout, to the highest heavens, to be my witness, together with the Chayoth by the Merkabah in the world to come. Now, instead of all that, K says, I seized him, and I took him, and I appointed him. That is Enoch, the son of Jared, whose name is Metatron. And I took him from among the children of men and made him a throne over against my throne. Which is the size of that throne? 70,000 parasangs, all of fire. I committed unto him 70 angels corresponding to the nations of the world, and I gave into his charge all the household above and below.
Oh, you know what? So there's a letter that's missing. So okay, so I have it starts off with Aleph, right, and then it has Lamed, and then Peh starts off with I appointed him over all the storehouses and treasuries which I have in every heaven, and then there's a whole paragraph on that. But then it goes to I increased his stature by 70,000 parasangs above every height among those who are tall of stature.
Yeah.
So there's a whole letter there that's missing. Did you want me to read that?
Sure.
Okay. I appointed him over all the storehouses and treasuries which I have in every heaven, and I entrusted to him the keys of each of them. I set him as a prince over all princes, and made him a minister on the throne of glory. I set him over the palaces of Arabot, to open for me their doors, over the throne of glory, to deck and arrange it, over the holy creatures, to adorn their heads with crowns, over the glorious Ophanim, to crown them with strength and honor, over the majestic cherubim, to clothe them with glory over the bright sparks, to make them shine with brilliant radiance over the flaming seraphim, to wrap them in majesty over the hashmalim of light, to gird them with radiance every morning, so as to prepare for me a seat when I sit upon my throne.
So that is later on in here under different manuscripts.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So this is just from manuscript K. And I committed to him wisdom and intelligence more than to all the angels, and I called his name the Lesser Yah, whose name is by gematria 71. And because 72 names of God, huh? And I arranged for him all the works of creation, and I made his power to transcend. Literally, I made for him power more than all the ministering angels. This is where K ends. Now, going back to A, E, F, G, and H, I appointed him over all the treasuries and stores that I have in every heaven, and I committed into his hand the keys of every one. I made of him the prince over all princes and minister over the throne of glory and the halls of Araboth, to open their doors to me, and of the throne of glory to exalt and arrange it. And I appointed him over the holy Chayoth to wreath crowns upon their heads, the majestic Ophanim to crown them with strength and glory, the honored cherubim to clothe them in majesty.
So I think, looking over this here, I think that in my version here, or in P. Alexander's version, he takes all of them, all the variations, and puts them together into one chapter, in a way that makes sense, I guess. Like, he's like, you know what? It would make sense if this went here, so then he shoved it in there.
Right.
So, like, mine is vastly different.
Right.
In terms of order. All the same stuff is there, but the order is way different.
Yes. Over the radiant sparks to make them to shine with splendor and brilliance, over the flaming seraphim to cover them with highness, the chashmalim of light to make them radiant with light, and to prepare the seat for me every morning. But I'm going to stop there. And remember when I said that all these manuscripts say this? Well, this is where manuscript LM begins. And it says instead, he committed unto Metatron, that is Enoch, the son of Jared, all treasuries, and I appointed him over all the stores that I have in every heaven. And I committed into his hands, the keys of each heavenly store. I made of him the prince over all the princes, and I made of him a minister of my throne of glory, to provide for and arrange the holy Chayoth, to wreath crowns for them, to crown them with crowns, to clothe them with honor and majesty, to prepare for them a seat. And this is where a whole bunch of manuscripts break off. So according to manuscript LM, when he is sitting on his throne to magnify his glory in the height. According to manuscript A, as I sit upon the throne of glory, and to extol and magnify my power in the height of my power, and I have committed unto him the secrets of above and the secrets of below, heavenly secrets and earthly secrets. And according to manuscripts F, G, and H, when I am seated upon my throne in glory and dignity, that he may see my glory in the height of my power, in the secrets of above and in the secrets of below. Now, according to A, F, G, and H, I made him higher than all, the height of his stature in the midst of all who were high of stature. I made 70,000 parasangs. I made his throne great by the majesty of my throne, and I increased its glory by the honor of my glory. I transformed his flesh into torches of fire, and all the bones of his body into fiery coals. And I made the appearance of his eyes as the lightning, and the light of his eyebrows as the imperishable light. I made his face as bright as the splendor of the sun, and his eyes as the splendor of the throne of glory. I made honor and majesty his clothing, beauty and highness his covering cloak, and a royal crown of 500 times 500 parasangs his diadem. Whereas manuscript LM says instead of that, the height of his stature among all those that are of high stature is 70,000 parasangs, and I made his glory great as the majesty of my glory, and the brilliance of his eyes as the splendor of the throne of glory, his garment honor and majesty, majesty, his royal crown, 500 by 500 parasangs.
So it cuts out a good chunk there.
Yeah. Then A, F, G, H, and LM all say, and I put upon him of my honor, my majesty, and the splendor of my glory that is upon my throne of glory. I called him the lesser Yahweh, the prince of the presence, the knower of secrets. For every secret did I reveal to him as a father, and all mysteries declared I unto him in uprightness. I set up his throne at the door of my hall, that he may sit and judge the heavenly household on high. And I placed every prince before him to receive authority from him, to perform his will. 70 names did I take from my names, and called him by them to enhance his glory.
So
70 princes gave I into his hand, to command unto them my precepts and my words in every language.
So remember, just not too long ago, you said that he got 71 names, right?
72.
72 names. But
So,
now,
70. Well, that's 72 names of God.
yeah. But then he said that in your version, or at least in one of them, it said that he gave.
Yeah, he gave, according to all of these manuscripts, he called him by 70 names.
No, but we even made a joke about it where God had 72 names, and then you were like, so this one has 71.
No, that's because the lesser Yahweh, its gematria was 71.
Yeah, sorry, the gematria was 71. But I thought that it even said in there that it was because of the amount of names he was given, wasn't it?
Well, because this is
It's implied.
no, he would have 71 names because 70 names are taken from God,
And then he has his own.
and then he
I
has
guess, yeah.
his own. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Well, actually, God's name isn't Metatron,
Right.
so he would have 72 if we include Enoch. But I guess he wouldn't include Enoch because it's not a holy
Metatron
name.
replaces that.
Yeah. Now they break off again. According to manuscript LM, and to abase the proud to the ground, and to exalt the humble to the height, and to smite kings, and to bring rulers low, and to set up kings and rulers. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. And I appointed him to reveal secrets, and to teach judgment and justice. Whereas manuscript A, F, G, and H say, to abase by his word the proud to the ground, and to exalt by the utterance of his lips the humble to the height, to smite kings by his speech, to turn kings away from their paths, to set up the rulers over their dominion, as it is written, Daniel 2:21, and he changeth the times and the seasons, and to give wisdom unto all the wise of the world, and understanding and knowledge to all who understand knowledge, as it is written, Daniel 2:21, and knowledge to them that know understanding. To reveal to them that the secrets of my words, and to teach the decree of my righteous judgment, as it is written, Isaiah 55:11. And this is where all the manuscripts come back together again. Quote, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that which I please. End quote. Esse, I shall accomplish, is not written here, but asa, he shall accomplish. Meaning that whatever word and whatever utterance goes forth from before the Holy One, blessed be he, Metatron stands and carries it out. And he establishes the decrees of the Holy One, blessed be he. Here the LM version of fragment C ends, but A, F, G, and H continue.
Didn't we have an angel that was specifically made to establish these things? Like the job that he's giving Metatron. Wasn't that a job that was one of the angel's jobs?
Well, that could be an angel that works underneath Metatron.
Maybe, yeah.
Y'all do now.
Yeah. But this is where A, F, G, and H keep going. And he shall make to prosper that which I sent. Asli will make to prosper, is not written here, but huishlich, and he shall make to prosper. Teaching that whatever decree goes forth from before the Holy One, blessed be he, concerning a man, as soon as he make repentance, they do not execute it upon him, but upon another, wicked man, as it is written, Proverbs 11:8, the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. And not only that, but Metatron sits 3 hours every day in the high heavens, and he gathers all the souls of those dead who died in their mother's womb, and the sucklings who died in their mother's breast, and of the scholars who died over the 5 books of the law. So the unborn children who die, the children who die in infancy,
that would make
and
sense. Okay.
Torah scholars.
Okay.
And he brings them under the throne of glory and places them in companies.
Oh, because yours said, did yours say in their mother's breasts? Have died in their mother's breasts?
On their mother's breast.
Okay. I heard in. I was like, what?
I might have mispronounced.
Okay. But yeah, I was so confused there.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he brings them under the throne of glory and places them in companies, divisions, and classes round the presence. And he teaches them the law and the books of wisdom and Haggadah and tradition, and completes their instruction, education for them. As it is written, Isaiah 28:9, whom will he teach knowledge, and whom will he make to understand tradition? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breasts. And that is the end of chapter 48c.
So even in death, you're going to have to study the Torah if you died early enough.
Yes. And now I just want to say the title to the final section of the final chapter.
Go ahead.
Chapter 48d, the names of Metatron, the treasuries of wisdom opened to Moses on Mount Sinai. The angels protest against Metatron for revealing the secret to Moses and are answered and rebuked by God. The chain of tradition and the power of the transmitted mysteries to heal diseases.
All right, so that's quite the name. So chapter 48d here starts off, Metatron has 70 names, and these are they.
Yay.
And you want to know something? Well, I'll tell you anyways. Don't nod your head at me. There are 93 names listed.
That's more than what they said.
That is far. They're numbered too. They are far more.
They're just lying.
Than 70. So
better get started.
Yeah, I better get started.
Right? Oh, mine has more than yours.
What?
Mine has 105.
What? Okay, hold up.
These numbers in this particular book?
Let's see. Okay, so 70 names is attested to by ABG. 72 names is attested by some other manuscript. And adds, which the Holy One, blessed be he, took from his own name and bestowed on him. The list of names is based on work. The other manuscripts have many variants, and I forget what this is short for, but it's not manuscript C, I don't think. I think he has it listed here, but it's where it's stored. It's at a museum. It's the name of the museum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, damn. So anyways, there's another manuscript there that gives only the last name on the... Okay, so though the text records that there are 70 names, the actual list has more than 70. There are two possible explanations of this fact. The original list of 70 has been expanded at various stages in the course of its transmission, or the list given here is not original, but was added to the text at a later date after the original list had dropped out. Lists of the names of Metatron, some of them with elaborate commentaries, are a distinct genre of mystical literature. There you go.
Wow.
So let's
get our first glimpse at that genre. And I'll tell you if there's any names in my list that don't appear in yours.
Are yours actual names or are they abbreviations?
Most of them are names.
Okay. Yahoel Yah. Yopiel.
Mine also has Yehoel without Yah as another one.
Gotcha. Apapiel. Or Apapel, I guess.
Mine also has Yoffiel.
Gotcha. Maragiel. Gioriel. Tanduel. Tatnadiel. Tatriel. Tabiel. Oziah.
Okay. There's too many differences for me to meaningfully do this.
Okay.
Mine has Margeziel, Gipuyel, Paaziel, and Periel before Tatriel.
Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, too many differences.
So we're going to just let you
Okay.
name your names.
Oh, my God. Zaya. Ebed. Zabuliel, Sapsapiel, Sopriel, which is a little funny because in Russian, sopli is snot. So that's close. And it's amusing to me. Passiel, Senegron, Sarpuperin. We're fucking children. We're fucking children here. Because I found Sarpuperim funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Suck Puss.
Oh, wow.
Suck Puss is the next one. Oh, holy shit. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, chat. I skipped some. My bad. After Sarpuperin, it's Metatron. So there's the Metatron variant. Then it goes Sigron, Adigron, Astas, Sakpas, Sakpus, Mikon, Miton, Ruach, Pisconit.
Damn it.
Okay.
These are so bad.
Atatia, Asasia, Zagzagia, Paspasia, Mesamia, Mesmasia, Absanis, Mibargus, Bardash, Makarkar, Mushpod, Tashgash, Tashbash. This is
ridiculous.
Metarpatash. Holy shit. Pisahu. Bisihi. Itman. Piscon. Sapsapia. Zeraya. Ababia. Habhabia. Peppa. Holy shit, this is so bad, dude. Pepatpalia, Rukrakia, Hashashia, Taptapia, Tamtamia, Sasaya, Araria, Alalia, Zazruya, Aramia, Sebar Sehusia, Razia, Tasanya, Caesarea, Subsebibia, Kelikaya, Hahaya. This is, oh my God, guys.
Oh, you can do it, Lawrence.
I kind of have to.
I read off a whole list of apostrophes and letters, so
You did.
You can do real phonemes.
Are you sure these count as real phonemes?
Yes, they're really phony names.
All right. Warwaya, Zakzakia, Titrisia, Sawiria, Sahaparuya, Zazaya, Galrazia, Melapia, Ataria, Parishia, Amkakia, Salsalia. Gonna go ahead and flip the page here. Subsabya Geitya Parisya Sapatya Hasmaya Sarsarya Giburia Gurtarya Ziwa Rabba Na'ar Na'im Lesser Yahweh, after the name of his master, as it is written, my name is in him. And then
Exodus 23:20.
Yep. And then it goes on. Rabrakiel Naamiel Zigzaniel, Prince of Wisdom.
Sagan Sakiel, the Prince of Wisdom.
Sorry.
Ruined.
Why? Any of this? Why? Why is his name called Zaganzagal?
Sagna Sakiel.
Mine is a little different.
Okay.
It is copium, because all the storehouses of wisdom were committed into his hand. All of them were open for Moses on Sinai until he had learned in the 40 days that he stood on the mount, Torah in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages, the prophets in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages. What are the 70 aspects of the 70 languages?
Well, they're just 70 aspects.
Okay. Whatever you say, man.
There's no commentary.
I'll take a wild guess that each one of those names is in a different language, and therefore these are the 70 aspects of his name in each of the 70 languages.
They definitely don't sound like separate languages. I guess
Isn't
how
that
would we
great
know?
that they don't?
I guess
They're
how
just
would we
so
know?
similar.
We wouldn't know.
You know, how would you know? Because these are angelic languages? I don't fucking know.
The writings in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages, halakot in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages, Haggadot in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages, traditions in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages, Toseftas in the 70 aspects of the 70 languages. As soon as they were completed, at the end of 40 days, he forgot them all in a moment until the Holy One, blessed be he, summoned Yepipya, the prince of Torah, and he gave them as a gift to Moses, as it is written,
Deuteronomy 10:4.
the Lord gave them to me. They pulled that straight out of their ass.
Yeah. Well, you don't think
like-
that they pulled Zebzipia?
Listen, they definitely did. But at least from like a biblical perspective, they definitely pulled this out of their ass. Mm-hmm. There's not even like a kind of argument you can make. After that, he remembered the Torah. How do we know he remembered it? Because it is written. Remember the Torah of my servant Moses, to whom at Horeb I prescribed the laws and customs for the whole of Israel. First of all, that's not what that verse says. It doesn't actually say that Moses remembered it. It said that for you to remember the Torah.
No, see, in the rabbinic tradition, which this certainly postdates, the going idea, even today, is that Moses directly received not only the written Torah, but also the oral Torah.
Right.
And that he memorized the oral Torah, and he taught it to several people, but he had Joshua remember it word for word. And there's like this continuous tradition of the oral Torah that was memorized by Moses and memorized by all these leaders.
Yeah, that's a massive, massive copium. No, we're going to remember all that. Just not going to happen. You got to write it down. That I prescribed laws and customs for the whole of Israel. The Torah of Moses refers to the Torah, the prophets, and the writings. Laws refers to halakot and traditions. Customs refers to the Haggadot and Toseftas. All these were given to Moses on Sinai. But I'm still wondering why 70. But yeah, like everything else is seen to be, oral tradition, right? Mm-hmm. These are the 70 names.
Even such to the point that the rabbis will tell you that the written Torah, it's not the real Torah. It's like the lecture notes that a lecturer will use, a vague outline that doesn't include nearly as much detail as the lecture as a whole.
Man, is that how
Almost
detail
like
works?
commentary.
Or is that how, like, what is there? Or is that how apologetics works?
Well, you see, the oral Torah was eventually written down in the form of the Mishnah and Gemara that make up the Talmud.
Yep.
See, the Talmud is the oral Torah.
Okay.
Oh, not the Gemara. The Gemara just includes quotations that would have been presumably.
Well, either way, sounds like a whole lot of copium.
Yeah.
These are the 70 names, each of them like the sacred name on the chariot engraved on the throne of glory, which the Holy One, blessed be he, took from his sacred name and bestowed on Metatron. 70 names by which the ministering angels addressed the King of Kings in heaven above. He bestowed on him the 22 seals, which were struck out by his finger. These are the letters, by which all the orders of heaven and Arabot were sealed, by which the destinies of the princes of kingdoms in the height with regard to the sovereignty, dominion, greatness, and majesty were sealed, by which the destinies of the angel of death and the destinies of every nation and kingdom were sealed. The angel Metatron, prince of the divine presence, prince of the Torah, the angel, prince of wisdom, the angel, prince of, oh my God. Prince of understanding, the angel. Prince of glory, the angel. Prince of the palace, the angel. Prince of kings, the angel. Prince of rulers, the angel. Prince of the exalted, lofty, great, and honored princes who are in heaven and earth, said, so Metatron said, Yahweh, the God of Israel, is my witness that when I revealed this secret to Moses, all the armies of the height in every heaven were angry with me. He never met Moses.
No. It said multiple times here that Metatron is the one who met with Moses. And that Metatron is the one who delivered the secrets to Moses. It's brought this up multiple times.
No, that was... Okay, so Yepipya was the one that gave him the written one. And he's the one who went... Right, he's the one that went to Moses to actually tell him this stuff, and he forgot it all.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's right. When I revealed the secret to Moses, all the armies of the height in every heaven were angry with me. They said to me, why are you revealing this secret to mankind, born of a woman, blemished, unclean, defiled by blood and impure flux, men who excrete putrid drops, that secret by which heaven and earth were created, the sea and the dry land, mountains and hills, rivers and springs, Gehinnom, fire and hail, the Garden of Eden and the tree of life. By it Adam was formed, the cattle and the beasts of the field, the birds of heaven and the fish of the sea, behemoth and leviathan, the unclean creatures and reptiles, the creeping things of the seas and the reptiles of the desert. Torah, wisdom, knowledge, thought, the understanding of things above, and the fear of heaven. Why are you revealing it to flesh and blood?
So there's a couple of differences here that are of note. First, when they list the creeping things, the worms, they also say the dragons of the sea.
Ooh.
And...
Don't you mean the jackals?
No, the dragons. And where yours ended off, mine says, and the Torah and wisdom and knowledge and thought and the gnosis of things above and the fear of heaven. Why dost thou reveal this to flesh and blood? Then it breaks off into two different manuscript traditions. Right? In A, it says, hast thou obtained authority from Makom? And again, hast thou received permission? The explicit names went forth from before me with lightnings of fire and flaming chashmalim. Whereas in F and G, it says, I answered them, because the Holy One, blessed be he, has given me authority. And furthermore, I have obtained permission from the high and exalted throne, from which all the explicit names go forth with lightnings of fire and flaming chashmalim.
All right. So this one has part of that. This one doesn't have this doesn't ask if they got authority or if he got authority, but he just outright says, I said to them, because the omnipresent one has given me authority from the high and exalted throne, from which all the sacred names proceed with fiery lightning, with brilliant sparks, and flaming hashmalim. But their minds were not set at ease until the Holy One, blessed be he, rebuked them and drove them out of his presence with a rebuke, saying to them, I wished, I desired, I ordered it, and I entrusted it to Metatron, my servant alone, because he is unique among the denizens of the heights. Metatron brought it out from my storehouses and committed it to Moses, and Moses to Joshua, Joshua to the elders to the prophets to the men of the synagogue, the men of the great synagogue, to Ezra the scribe to Hillel the elder,
That would be Rabbi Hillel, right? There's different rabbinical traditions.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Goes on here. Hillel the elder to Rabbi Abahu to Rabbi Zerah to the men of faith to the faithful, so that they should use it to admonish men and to heal the diseases that befall the world. As it is written,
Exodus 15:26.
Then he said, if you listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commandments and keep his statutes, I shall inflict on you none of the diseases that I inflicted on the Egyptians, for it is I, the Lord, who gives you healing.
Ended and finished. Praised be unto the creator of the world. That's how mine ends.
Okay, well, mine just ends.
Ah.
But damn!
Holy shit. We have completed the Enoch trilogy.
How'd you feel about it?
Well, certain parts are a real slog to get through.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Enoch trilogy. Obviously, these are unrelated works. They have nothing to do with each other.
Well, except for
loosely related.
Like they're loosely related, right? So they all have Enoch included.
Yeah.
And, the ones written later would have knowledge of the ones written beforehand.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
What's that one director that you really like, Ruben, that does canon works where sometimes things do cross canon? He does movies.
That's a lot of things.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. They might have done...
Who's that person that
what's your favorite...
With the face?
What's your favorite show again?
Oh, Twin Peaks?
Yeah, that guy,
David Lynch.
There you go. Thanks. Yeah, him. It's kind of like David Lynch, how he relates his stuff together. It's not connected, but it is.
Yeah, somewhat.
Is it in the same way that, like, Psych is connected to The Mentalist?
No, forget about that.
No.
Go watch Twin Peaks. Immediately after this. But... So, first Enoch, second Enoch, third Enoch. There's a little bit of first Enoch and second Enoch. There's a little bit of second Enoch and third Enoch.
And there's a tiny bit of first Enoch and third Enoch.
Yeah, just tiny little bit. Third Enoch really stands out as different.
It actually feels like the stakes and, well, I don't know about the stakes, but the scales have raised.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Seriously overinflated this particular book. The other books had crazy things happen in them and angelic, levels and descriptions of heavens and stuff like that. But then this took it overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just everything is giant and powerful and... yeah, it's
it's pre-science fiction. It is. So
yeah, absolutely.
It is kind of like pre-sci-fi level.
And it's, the descriptions of the angels, as tedious as some of them were, like to get there, but then like afterwards, some of the angels were kind of interesting, kind of cool,
a little bit.
We had that one that spoke angels into existence, and then they just said that God could also do that.
Mm-hmm. And then we have that one who takes off his crown and bows to the next one, and that one who takes off his crown and bows.
Those guys.
The one with 1,000 wings and 365,000 eyes.
Yeah, and a whole
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah, remember that guy?
less faces. I think that was
it faces?
no. He had less faces than we would expect. Like
For
he
how
had
many
like
eyes he
8 faces
had.
or something like that.
He
Yeah,
may have had only a couple hundred faces.
it wasn't like a lot. Like you'd expect way more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The proportions of anything to eyes were way off. There were way more eyes than anything else. Plus, one of the angels specifically could blind anything.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, like, how many of these eyes are blind?
Probably all of them.
A lot, if not all.
Yeah.
So this
Blind
Metatron,
angels all over the place. No wonder you.
And by the
delete
way,
them.
first Enoch, still the best Enoch, I think.
Yeah, it is the best narrative. I mean, the astronomical book is a slog.
Yeah.
But the astronomical book also has its appearances in Second Enoch and a little bit in Third Enoch. Tiny.
Yes.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
Well, they talk about taking the celestial
the
bodies
book-
out of the sky with these 4,000 mile tall idols.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Those were
where
enormous.
that's as close to, and maybe they describe the storehouses with the winds again. First Enoch was better at just going from place to place. It was a journey almost of just Enoch being led around.
Yeah.
It was pretty good in that way, and it had a narrative. This doesn't have that as much. This is more like, here's some stuff that Metatron / Enoch told me.
Yeah, like the
to Father
the
Elijah or
parables of
whatever.
Enoch weren't really that
Who was
great
it,
either.
Father?
But, what?
Who was the guy who was being talked to in this book?
Rabbi Ishmael.
Rabbi Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
they don't bring his name up that much, but he is
They bring it up at the beginning of every
but,
chapter.
Like, he's not like part of the.
right, but he's not in the.
No,
narrative.
he's just being told things.
He is the
Yeah.
listener. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
he's the speaker. Who,
he's the one telling you the story. Who heard this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Well, no, it's because Rabbi Ishmael said that Metatron said
Yes.
to me. Yeah.
No, I know.
yeah. So if you look at this character of Enoch or Metatron, is way more superpowered than anything else.
Yeah, like he became angelic in
incarnate.
First Enoch, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't to this extent at all.
He had
No, not
two
nearly.
distinct transformations,
Yeah.
and they were both intense.
Now, if you were
Dragon Ball
to
Z level shit.
if you were to consider any aspect of these books canonical in any way, shape, or form, you would have to pick and choose because
Absolutely.
they contradict each other left and right. Now, Enoch as Metatron, in fact, I'm just going to call him Metatron because he's really a different character. There's no similarity between Metatron and First Enoch or Second Enoch's Enoch.
Yeah.
Right. But Metatron, he's like, there's nothing in biblical canon or even in the rest of the Apocrypha or Pseudepigrapha that we've gone over that is anything close to Metatron.
Yeah, Metatron is powerful, and I mean, used to be a human, but had this crazy ascension,
Threefold.
and now is in charge of the angels.
Yeah. He's second only to Yahweh himself.
Yeah.
And so you have to consider those who take Enoch as Metatron or who might take Enoch as Metatron seriously within their religious tradition. If they're Christians, then where does the hierarchy go?
Yeah.
Do they say that, well...
I know. The answer is actually in Third Enoch. Where's the list of them prostrating themselves?
It's back there somewhere.
Well, I don't know, but either way, that's where it is.
Is it?
That's the hierarchy right there.
No, the hierarchy
Yeah,
ends with the two twins, right?
Yeah, essentially it does end with the two twins. Yeah,
And
but
so
no, that's the hierarchy though.
But there are those who are higher than the two twins. Obviously,
Obviously
Metatron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Metatron and God.
Yeah, Metatron and God. So if we take Jesus to be like the same as God, right? Which isn't what we get with Jesus, right? Jesus sits at God's right hand, which is not being in exactly the same place, inhabiting the same presence and body, right?
Not even presence in body. It would be a distinct being.
Yeah. Then where is Jesus relative to Metatron? Jesus has some powers, right? Jesus doesn't have Metatron powers, okay?
At least not that we've seen so far.
Well, yeah, and we've read at least one of the books. And,
Well, we'll
you know,
get to Revelations. He has some powers.
You've read Revelations. Does Jesus do anything in Revelation that's anything close to what Metatron does?
No.
No.
Like he's got a pretty important role in Revelation.
Yeah.
And he does some pretty cool stuff. But
yeah, well,
in terms of like
Jesus is on like an earthly level, and Metatron's on a celestial level.
yeah. Like in terms of actual power, the Metatron that we've just read about is more powerful. Yes.
Yeah. And if you want to look at like what is it? The apocalypse of someone. Which one was it? The apocalypse of Elijah? Yeah. Where Enoch comes down and he fights Satan and he loses. How? How would he lose if Metatron is the Enoch?
This is Enoch before he's Metatron. See?
Well, no, he's already Metatron by the time Moses comes along. So
the canon makes no sense. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
No, these canons cannot be reconciled. They have no relationship with each other.
In some ways, yeah, for sure.
So, yeah,
Well, that's our final conclusion. One unreconcilable rating out of another unreconcilable rating.
Where do we rate them?
Like all of them together?
All of them together and relative to each other.
Well, I'd give
all of them together 3.5
out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5.
4 to screw your stats.
Yeah.
I like Enoch.
We'll go with that. I mean,
there were
relative to each other. I'm gonna say first Enoch's the best, third Enoch
second best, yeah,
and second Enoch sucks. Throw it away.
Yeah, I
needs
agree with that.
The Slavonic secrets of Enoch. Okay, just forget about that.
They have the least like scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it's kind of interesting with the the different sections of heaven, right? But that's about it.
Yeah.
I honestly like this book quite a bit, except for the fact that it didn't have a narrative and it occasionally listed off crap. With the exception of the 3 major lists that we had to read,
Sure,
it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely interesting stuff in there, yeah.
Yeah, so for intrigue, I'd rate it higher, but for narrative, I wouldn't give it a score. It didn't have one.
Well, it had one.
It's not a great one.
It's so weak. I'd give it like a 1 out of 5 for narrative and like a 4 out of 5 for intrigue.
Yeah.
Good lore, bad world building story.
Yeah. Now, third Enoch brings up some interesting questions about like the Shekinah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what is the Shekinah? Is the Shekinah identical with the Holy Spirit?
I made me think of
it's pretty
something
close.
interesting. Yes, it not just that, but like there are murals and what are those things called? Glass stained works or whatever, stained glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see these images of people that have, one, they have a halo that's glowing, and that halo that's glowing has a different aura around them than they themselves have an aura around them. They'll have like a glowing orange light around them and a really bright yellow or white light around the halo.
Mm.
And so I think the Shekinah would be kind of like that aura of light, because they said it just bathed everybody in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a source of divine strength.
Yeah, divine strength, divine power, inspiration.
Flies, isn't that great?
Right.
Yeah.
Among all the other awesome benefits, the weak one that I always like to recall.
Now, the Shekinah and I guess the Holy Spirit, it's not an entity, really. It's
like
just
an aura.
Yeah, it's just a thing that God can do, right?
Yes.
Well, it kind of exists with God.
Yeah. But it's not like separate from him.
Yeah.
But not in like the Trinitarian way.
Right.
It's like a blessing almost.
Yeah, kind of like a blessing, except it's wherever God is. Yeah.
More attributes than you'd expect.
So you talk about like God's presence. It's not like the Holy Spirit. It is literally the presence of God.
I would say no, maybe not the presence. When I think of it, it's like, you have, he's God, right? Like that would be the entity, right? And then the Holy Spirit, or the Shekinah in this case, would be the sphere of influence, I guess. So this would include all the stuff that comes along with being near or with God.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like if you were by him, you'd get these benefits, but he can move that around
Yeah.
as an ability.
I guess, yeah, that's true. He can move it around.
There you go. Okay, we've concluded what is. Sweet.
So
was
also
third Enoch.
second and third Enoch, pretty good, I think, examples of what we would call Merkaba literature.
Oh yeah.
Like you take the chariot up and then check out all the kingdoms of heaven and all the heavens, and you get all the mystic secrets, and you don't really get any magic spells or anything out of it.
No
Right,
incantations, not specifically.
Though there is actually at the end, as it was noted in yours, the lists of names of Enoch.
Yeah.
Right? Those are part of mystical traditions.
Yeah, they might be used in a spell.
So we might think of like
Like when we were doing the demon summoning and
Yep.
we had the names of
That
God.
was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so that could be a spell component,
Yeah.
right? For these Enochic Jewish mystic wizards.
So yeah, that there's a review of all the Enoch stuff and of third Enoch in general. And next week,
Next time on Friday Apocryphal Podcast,
the Apocalypse of Adam.
The Apocalypse of Adam, coming soon to a YouTube near you.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope
well-
you check us out on Patreon.
Patreon, you get shirts on Patreon.
Buy a mug.
Teespring. You can buy a mug on Teespring.
You
can buy a shirt on
viewer,
Teespring.
buy this mug.
You could
Buy-
win
buy the
one.
mug.
You could go to our Amazon wish list. We have books on there. You can get us some books, so they'll be on the table, or we'll read them and put them, and put information and videos
Yes,
from them.
there are no mugs on the Amazon wish list. Only books.
Only books. That's true. Let's see. That's all the. No. We Facebook and Twitter.
And remember the Ahikar competition.
Yes, the Ahikar competition. I made a post about it.
You better write your stories.
Fanfics.
Yep, your
Yeah.
fanfic.
Let's hear him.
Yep.
But anyways, we will
See you on Sunday,
Sunday
and then Friday,
for
and
the
then
Bible.
Sunday, and
Big
Friday.
Bible.